dais, we have here with us Dr. T.K. Nagabhushan, who is the Registrar, Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, our Chief Guest of the day. Dr. V. Krishnamurthy, Professor, Apollo Hospital, Chennai. Dr. S. Chandrasekhara, HOD Professor, Medical Director, Chandray, and Dr. V. Renuka, Medical Director and Chief Pathologist, Chandray. We begin our inaugural function with invocation song by Mrs. Leelavati.
Gajananam Bhutaganadisevitam Kapitva Jambopala Sarapachitam Umasutam Shokavinajakarana Namami Vigneshwara Padapankajam Mudakaratamodakam sada vimukti sadhanam kaladharavadam sakam vinasilo akarakshakam Mudakaratamodakam sada vimukti sadhanam kaladharavadam sakam vinasilo akarakshakam anayakaikanayakam Vinasite Badaichakam Lata Subha Prakashakam Namamitam Vinayakam Namamitam Vinayakam Nidantakantakantakanti Mantakantikatmajam Achintarupa Mantrahima Mantaraya Gruntakam Nidantakantakantakanti Mantakantikatmajam Achintarupa Mantrahima Mantaraya Gruntakam Kudantaminirantaram Vasantameva yoginam Tamekadantadevadam Vichintayami sankasam Kudantaminirantaram Vasantameva yoginam Tamekadantadevadam Vichintayami sankasam.
Now we have welcome address by Dr. Chandrasekhara.
Good morning. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to stand up amongst you. It's our fourth year. Year by year we are gradually trying to grow as much as possible, trying to contribute as good or as best we can do to the society as well as to the field of rheumatology and immunology. In this occasion, this is a continuing medical education program which we are organizing today, and it's my great pleasure to invite Professor Dr. T.K. Nagabhushan, who is the chief guest of honor for today's function. Professor Dr. T.K. Nagabhushan was born on the great Martyrs' Day of 30th of January 1949. Completed his both MBBS and MD from Mysore Medical College. Of course, I am also proud to say that I completed my master's degree from the same college. He is now taking in charge of Registrar of Evaluation in Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. He was Professor of Medicine at Bangalore Medical College and has credit of serving almost all the 4 government medical colleges which are there with us in Karnataka. He is a born leader. I think he has led quite a bit of things as he was a student, So also he is continuing to lead several of things over his career I can say from 3 to 4 decades of services. Now he has, of course, served as trainer in various medical colleges. He has served Medical Council of India as inspector to streamline the medical education and get things in line, and also has served as volunteer in Bangla refugee camp in 1971. He's trying to bring a revolutionary change of reforms in examination. Of course, one is an online transmission of question paper bank, as well as trying to work for a paperless examination, a dream which I would also love to have, so that no much of paperwork is to be done. I welcome you, sir. I really appreciate your effort in spite of your busy schedule. I really understand the amount of pressure, especially as a registrar in examination section. The lot of pressure will be there, whether it's a Sunday or a Saturday. I appreciate your concern and being a part of our update today. I invite our another guest, Professor Dr. Krishnamurthy. I know him very well from the time I entered the field of rheumatology. He, wherever and whenever we have interacted, we always interact on several of the issues. He's quite a busy rheumatologist in Chennai, and I appreciate your thing to join us. I welcome you, sir. I welcome our other speakers of the day, Professor Dr. Amita Agarwal. She has been already introduced to, and she has already delivered her lecture. And Dr. Ramesh, who is our consultant faculty. Dr. Sujit K. Rajan, I welcome you, sir. And Dr. Sridharan, who is our distinguished faculty in microbiology, and Dr. Rajan Samuel, principal of Vinayaka Mission College of Physiotherapy, and Lord Raj, assistant professor of Gautam College of Physiotherapy. And there are a lot of senior colleagues as well as junior colleagues and friends. I invite all of you to be a part of our program. I welcome you one and all. Thank you very much.
May I now request Dr. Renuka to present the annual report.
Respected Chief Guest, Honorable Professor Dr. Nagbhushan, Professor Krishnamurthy, senior faculty, all the delegates and friends. It gives me immense pleasure to give the annual report of this year. The year 2006 was a great year for Chandra as we could expand in many fronts. Chandra, which started off as a rheumatology immunology center with a small diagnostic lab, has now expanded well, and we have multiple centers or associated organizations which are coming into our ambit, namely the Chandra Diagnostic Center at Apollo RM Hospital, which will be initiated soon in January. Chandra's RM Super Speciality Clinic at RT Nagar, the Chandra Foundation, Immunology Arthritis Research Education Trust, with which we have been associated for the last 4 years, and Chandra Institutional Ethical Committee. From the Rheumatology Center, in January we started off with a post-MD fellowship program in rheumatology, which is affiliated to the Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. The candidate who has already started off is now going to complete very soon. And later, under the agencies of Chandra Foundation, Nagratna Srikanta Paramedical College was started, which got approval from the Paramedical Board, Government of Karnataka, for the course in Diploma in Lab Technology and Diploma in X-ray Technology. The physiotherapy department has started postgraduate certificate course in rehabilitation of arthritis and allied conditions. These were the major things that were done in academic front, in addition to the various project trainings which are given to the BSc MLT and BSc microbiology, biotechnology students which come from various colleges to our institute for training in programs. To further the research activities in Chandray, ethical committee was established as per the ICMR guidelines, and this year I'm very proud to say we have 2 international publications, both of which have been well accepted and highly cited within 3 to 4 months of publications. And I reckon the presence was very well felt with 4 presentations being done from Chandray in this current academic year. The research projects naturally being more focused on rheumatology are going on in full swing, and in addition this time our team of molecular biologists are working on the development of the malaria detection kits, which is such a very common problem. Chandray Diagnostic Lab has expanded, and now we have established a molecular diagnostic lab in addition to the flow cytometry and the autoimmune lab which has been there, and infection immunology, allergy and pulmonology department and physiotherapy departments are also doing a great job. This year, as a part of our community service, we have started a free clinic, a free specialist clinic for patients in rheumatology, which is done on every Saturday. We have evolved a system so that we can identify the patients who are non-affordable, so we can give free treatment to these cases, and we request the doctors to make use of this facility, of course honestly, so that it can benefit the poor people. In addition, our camps are going on in full swing, the free arthritis camps, the allergy camp which we had, and the school, the adopted school that we have, all the services are being going on as usual. In all these activities, I sincerely appreciate the efforts of our faculty for the intellectual input and efforts, and also the management, administrative and technical staff who effectively bring in execute the ideas which have been formulated for the progress of Chandray. We shall continue in our efforts and hope to become a better and a better institute with all your support. Thank you, Vananda.
I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. T.K. Nagabhushan, to light the lamp and make this moment a special one for us. Thank you, sir. We now request our chief guest to address the gathering.
Good morning to all of you. Greetings from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. I find it my privilege to stand before this august audience who are gathered here to deliberate upon very, very important diseases which are not great killers but great cripplers which cause misery to the people. So I'm very glad to be with you today to inaugurate this scientific seminar. I wish the Chandray to grow as a service-oriented and teaching-oriented institution and bring solace to the suffering humanity in a bigger way. Coming to immunology, I always draw parallels with the social evils that we have. The society is made up of a very large number of good people, but here and there you find people who are slightly anti-human, antisocial, so-called bad elements, which cause slow, indolent, small areas of inflammation, unrest, misery inside the society. And the society of cells and molecules inside the body is no different. Like we have the scientists, Professor late Satish Dhawan, whose name is given to this auditorium, was a master in sending guided missiles. But here we have people who send targeted cells or molecules to kill the immune cells or cancer cells which are destructive to our body. So we do research inside the body like they do it outside. But the purpose is the same, to ward off, prevent terrorism or kill the terrorists. So like the terrorists who get trained in some pouches of training centers, these lymphocytes, earlier when we were students, there were hardly half a dozen white cells. Now we have, among the T cells, we have dozens and dozens of different types of cells based on their functions, not just on the size. These cells get motivated, or you can say they are transformed into different types of cells, killer cells, helper cells, and some of them turn out to be anti-self, and I call them as namak haram cells. Namak harami is a part of the society. It's not only in India, you find in every human society. They turn out to be anti-human, anti-race. So when some things like that happen inside our body, this autoimmunity starts. This is like a civil war. And if you come to the solutions for this, like we find solutions in the society, or how to win a war, how to prevent a war, we have been thinking and trying to bring out solutions, maybe at the level of a country or at the global level through the United Nations. We find solutions to do this. Like that, we have solutions for biological phenomena which cause disease and misery to us. Coming to biologicals, I would like to remember two names. One is Dr. Yallapragada Subbrao, who can be easily said that he is the father of biotechnology today. And he was a great son of India who went to US in early 1900s and did epoch-making inventions and discoveries, starting from discovery of ATP. ATP is a molecule which gave us the understanding of how solar energy gives rise to biological energy. That's the beginning of understanding of biology. And he is the one who gave a first anti-cancer drug called methotrexate. And the people of United States called him as a great Indian who has discovered this, and appreciated him, applauded his discoveries in those days, but we did not know it. Methotrexate was first used as an anti-cancer drug in acute leukemia and pediatric oncotherapy, but his name was not publicized to that extent in the scientific world, but the lay press appreciated very much. But Indians did not know it because we were not getting newspapers at that time from US. Neither we had internet. He is the one who discovered folic acid, without which the cell cultures cannot go on. So in many ways, he has contributed the very first primordial facts to the beginning of biotechnology. Today we have biological ammunition in terms of molecules. Take any disease for that matter, whether it is heart attack or a brain attack, whether it is cancer, whether it is common cold, whether it is vaccines for prevention of diseases, everything boils down to the biologicals. They look at the molecular biologists, look at genomics to give some solutions. So no more physicians, surgeons, cardiologists, orthopedicians, but they all look at the biological scientists who are now almost, they don't differentiate whether virologists or helminthologists or trying to produce antibiotics, but biological molecules. So they are now called protein scientists, or proteinomics is the tomorrow's medicine. So thinking of these things, another name that I remember is Dr. T.L. Nagabhushana, who has won patents in cytokines, interleukins, and Americans, and in the world of biology, knows him as a great inventor. But very little of it, we as Indians are very modest. They don't want to proclaim that they have this or that, because the world immediately says, whatever happens, Indians say that we have somebody first, something, we have done it. But it is a fact. But we are too modest that we don't want to applaud these people, that they are great sons of this country. But I remember this biotechnology park, which is a 2,000-acre park in Hyderabad, has in in front of the main arch at the entry, where I put the statue of this great son, Dr. Inaguration Subrao. Credit goes to the then Chief Minister. And the Government of India is also trying to promote the name of this person who has 5 things to his credit, great contributions towards medical field. And probably nobody else in the world has got so many epoch-making discoveries to their credit. And we came to know his presence only recently when US celebrated his 100th anniversary. The next week, it came in the papers, this Dr. Subra's name. And probably the whole world came to know when tetracyclines were used in plague epidemic. And he is the one who offered this to the mankind. So, immunology and immunotherapy study of this is a very important field. I appreciate Dr. Chandrasekhar and his team for having given a lot of importance to this and to update and apprise about the very different aspects of these diseases, because a lot of education, public education goes on in the field of cardiology, in the field of diabetology, but very little is known, and it's a mystery for common man to understand this. And not much of education, public education has been going on in this direction. So the efforts made by this institution, both as a service institution and education institution, is applaudable. Coming to one other aspect of immune therapies, we are in the process of developing vaccines. There are side effects for antibiotics, and one of the most important side effects of penicillin is not anaphylactic reaction or the skin rashes or things like that. I look at it as a side effect which happen in the society. One of the concepts in the production of biological mutation in the zoonotic virus, which was in the monkeys or rats, which came to be a human pathogen, the AIDS virus, which was limited to animals. AIDS came to human beings when there was a lot of attitudinal change in the society in the post-penicillin era. That's the side effect which gave birth to the human HIV infection. Until then it was in the animals. When the society became too liberated and we had penicillin as a protector against syphilis, gonorrhea, etc., they went berserk and they got AIDS after 20-25 years of very highly liberated, overdone free sex, illegal, injurious, and uninhibited sex. So this is an attitudinal change which took place after this. So whenever we find a drug, new drug, there are, pharmacologically there are some side effects, but sociologically this is what happened. And there are similar adverse effects for antiviral, anti-AIDS drugs. The attitudes change towards AIDS. Many people who take antiviral drugs, antiretroviral drugs, they are so callous that they don't follow any one of the preventive or protective measures so that they don't distribute or give it to others. They don't bother about it because they think that antiretroviral is going to cure them or protect them. So a little cautious use of antiretroviral drugs is being now thought of. And sometimes it's mind-boggling when I think of a 100% safe, competent vaccine against AIDS. Just think of the attitudinal change that the society is going to discern in the short future, where we are going to see anti-AIDS vaccine, something like anti-smallpox vaccine, which rooted out smallpox. It did not damage the society. That attitudinal change did not come because it was asexual disease, nothing to do with sexual transmission. But here is a disease which is highly related to transmission through sex. And if you effectively ward off or prevent, like what you did with smallpox, which is eradicated from the globe. Once you do this with AIDS, I shiver in my pants. What will happen to the attitude of the society? What will happen to the beautiful, divine sex? We worship this phenomenon, and we are going to see great ills in the society. So there are many things involved in scientific researches. On one side, it does good. On the other side, it may lead to havoc. Taking cautious steps, scientists who discovered or invented dynamites or maybe many other scientific things, drugs or whatever, so-called advancements may have some side effects also. So taking cautious steps is a very wise thing whenever we take the first step or the next step. All those steps should be very cautious because we claim that we have done something very, very great, but at the same time it may also cause havocs. So with these few words, I thank Dr. Chandrasekhar and Chandray for having invited me to share a few thoughts and also to inaugurate, and I wish the seminar a great success. Thank you very much.
Sir, we now request Dr. V. Krishnamurthy to release the souvenir. Thank you, sir. Now we have vote of thanks by Dr. Chandrasekhara.
Of course, the vote of thanks is only for the inauguration session, and the session of academic thing continues further because we thought that we take this opportunity now and we continue further with reference to our program. First of all, I sincerely thank Professor Dr. T.K. Nagbhushan, who took his all-out time on the Sunday when I can really understand how precious a Sunday is, especially in the seat where, hot seat where he is sitting. But he really was very pleasant to accept our invitation and join us on this great day. I thank you, Professor, and as a token of thanks, I request Professor Krishnamurthy to hand over the memento of today's function. And Professor Krishnamurthy, as I could maybe mention, has really flied in the very early morning. He has to get up right at 4:30, rush to the airport, and we are all very apprehensive about the day's program. He was right in time, and sincerely thank you very much, sir, and also thank you for releasing the sound. My sincere thanks to all the speakers who have made their way from far-off places. Dr. Amita Agarwal, literally she has to hop from Lucknow to Delhi, Delhi to Bangalore, and of course she has to leave early from the place because the flight to Lucknow is unfortunately not straight. So, of course, even in her absence, I sincerely thank her for making and taking this difficult journey, but I hope we all appreciate her effort in being with us. And I also thank Dr. Sujit K. Rajan, who made his way from Mumbai, and we all will appreciate his lecture, which is going to come in the session next to come. Thank you very much, sir. I also appreciate the effort of my colleague and friend, Dr. Dharmanand, who really had a hectic schedule because he had a talk to give at Madurai, and then he has to come back and has to give a lecture. In a quick notice, I think he really could make an effort to join us, and also he is going to join us and also support us in various other programs in the course of time. I sincerely thank Dr. Dharmanand. I also thank our other two speakers, Dr. Rajan Samuel and Dr. Lourdu Raj, who will be introduced to you in their course of time, and I thank them for a great efforts for being with us. And our chairperson, Dr. Somanath Mitra, Dr. Shankar, Dr. Chikmaga, Dr. Indumati PB and Dr. Shivkumar, who are going to chair the respective session. They really made their time and they are to be with us and as a part of our entire sessions. I thank all of you, of course. Without you being and occupying the chairs, the whole program would look stale, and I thank all of you being a part of us in today's function. I sincerely thank the sponsors of today's function. To mention, we have Avantis Pharma, CPC Euroimmune, Full4 India, IPCA Laboratories, Medilab, Microlab, Roche Scientific, Sanilabs, Sun Pharmaceuticals, Wallace Pharmaceuticals, White and ZS Cadilla, who had sponsored various aspects of this program and helped us to make this program a grand success. Of course, my colleagues, our staff, our faculties, whose tireless efforts in organizing this function, and without which our function would have been incomplete, or rather I would have not been alone to do, I sincerely thank them. Of course, no event unless it is known to everyone that it has happened. As Professor T.K. Nagbhushan was telling, we were not aware such a great person has done such a big job. Mainly because probably we are always media shy. We always feel that let it not be there. But of course, we do realize that unless it is known to others what we are really doing, they will never be able to take up the job or make use of or make the benefit of what we are really doing. Because people need to know what exactly is available at what area and what part of it. Because arthritis is one field where most of the problem, I can say 80% of the problem is because of ignorance and 20% is because of lack of treatment that is available. So the basic thing is that we need everyone to know about it. This is not possible without a good support from the media and journalists. I sincerely thank all the media persons and journalists who are part of this program. I thank you for being a part of this. I sincerely thank all of you and thank you very much for it.